Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Thursday, the 24th of November, 2022. I'm Michael Thompson. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 top stories that happened today that you need to know about, so let's jump into it. Story number 1, it was a pretty steady day overall on the local market, with the S&P ASX 200 climbing just 0.1% to 7,242 points. Still, that gain was enough to make it a new 6-month high for the bourse, but underneath the relatively stable result, we actually had the technology and material sectors posting strong gains while the energy stocks slumped. A rise in the price of gold saw good gains for the gold miners. St Barbara was up more than 9% and Evolution Mining closed 6.6% higher. On the technology side, BrainChip Holdings climbed 8.6% and WiseTech Global was up 2.6%. Coal miners suffered today as the price of the commodity slumped. More on that one in a moment. It leads us actually neatly into story number 2 because there was plenty of corporate news around, as always. Mid-tier gold miner Regis Resources told its AGM that its underlying business continues to strengthen despite its poor share price performance. Whitehaven's share price fell 6.7% today after Chief Executive Paul Flynn sold 900,000 shares in the company worth $7.8 million for personal reasons. The Coal Group share price hit a record high last month. Retailer Nick Scali said trading this financial year has been robust, sending its share price up 9.5%. Online retail darling Kogan.com said it was getting rid of inventory that it had accumulated and the company was in a net positive cash position. The group said the selling period from July to October was subdued, which is a common story in the e-commerce space. Shares in the company closed up almost 8%. Another COVID favourite gaming group, PointsBet, has launched online sports betting operations in the US state of Maryland. Story number 3, AGL Energy will close its Torrens Island B gas power station in South Australia in mid-2026, blaming the new interconnector cable being built between South Australia and New South Wales. One unit at the facility, which commenced operating in 1976, was mothballed 12 months ago, and the remaining 3 will close on June 30, 2026. It demonstrates the increasingly challenging economics of running older power stations, which are up against cheap renewable energy. And in the case of Torrens Island B, the technology is so old that it doesn't actually allow the facility to ramp up or down to match demand. The new interconnector being built should unlock about $20 billion in new renewable projects and is expected to open mid-2026. It will make Torrens uneconomic, hence AGL has decided to close it. Story number 4, Harvey Norman plans to open more than 50 stores in Malaysia over the next 6 years, making the announcement after revealing global sales had jumped nearly 7% so far this year. At the group's AGM, Chief Executive Katie Page said the group already had 28 stores in the country. The news came as the retailer said aggregated sales grew by 6.9% through to October 31. Same-store sales gained 6.3% at its company-owned stores, and its independent Harvey Norman, Domain and Joyce Main branded franchised sites. Certainly consumers are still out there spending. And finally, story number 5, Wall Street closed the session higher this morning following the release of the minutes of the Federal Reserve's November policy meeting, which show officials agree that smaller rate rises would likely be appropriate soon. The S&P 500 rose 0.6%, the Nasdaq added 1%, and the Dow Jones climbed 0.3%. Trading volumes were pretty thin ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday on Thursday, with the US stock market open for a half session on Friday. That's it for the afternoon report for Thursday, the 24th of November, 2022. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the Friday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Michael Thompson. Enjoy your evening.